Hey guys, welcome back to our channel Accounts Guru Cool. Learn accounting online. So today we are here with one more video in which we are going to discuss about record to report, month-end close checklist and best practices. Knowing that how much is the important of R2R, and it's great if you have the checklist with us or checkpoint with us instead of checklist. And we know what best practices we have to follow when we are closing the month end. And it's essential for everyone to know that as well, since the month end is one of the crucial activity of R2R, and we have to spend 3 4 days time to do the closings and the pressures what we feel in that 4 to 5 days that was or that is too much, and it's one of the crucial activity for us. So knowing that if you have the standard checklist with us or standard point with us, what we have to ensure when we are doing the month end, then that's going to be added benefit for all our R2R team. So considering that we are here with this video, so request viewers to watch the video till the end, like the video, share the video, and subscribe our channel to get the more practical knowledge related to R2R. In addition to that, if you want to go for any training related to R2R, FP&A, O2C, P2P, or any software training related to accounting and finance, or if you need any sort of consultancy related to accounting and finance, then you can reach us on our email ID. That's accounts.gurukul@yahoo.com. So, month-end close checklist. The financial accounting rule goes beyond just transactions, covering income, cash, bank loans, saving accounts, monthly expenses, and other essential parts that impact the entire organizations. So the financial accounting rule, it's not related to the restricted to the just booking the transactions into the systems, but it's beyond that, and we have to ensure all the income, cash, bank loans, whatever we have, that's correct and true, and whatever accounting has been done into the systems with proper backup and all these things. How do you make sure you haven't missed anything? Now, the question comes here is that the R2R is not restricted with only the transactions accounting into the systems, but there are a lot of other parameters out there for which we have to ensure when we are doing the month-end close. Then how you are going to make sure that you haven't missed anything, and that's a big question for all the R2R team, and it's related to all the accounting and finance team as well. Whenever we are working into the accounting and finance, we have to ensure that whatever we are doing into the systems, and we haven't missed anything, and we accounted all the transactions, and we considered all the impact in the books. Then the biggest questions comes for everyone is that how we are going to ensure that we haven't missed anything. And to be honest, this is one of the crucial questions for everyone. So a misplaced invoices or statement can result in crucial loss that you won't be able to account for. Even the one of the example is that if you misplace a few invoices and any statement, then that's going to be impact on all the numbers. So considering that, we know how much is essential for us to do the focus towards the month-end activities and to ensure that everything is in place, and we are closing with the fair numbers. But how, again, the questions remain the same. How do you make sure you haven't missed anything? So for that, we have to go ahead and see what we have the suggestions from this video and what we have to maintain to ensure how we are going to not miss anything when we are doing the month-end close. The following is a month-end close checklist to go over if you find yourself in charge of the monthly closing process. So you have to follow the following checklist, and you have to follow the following points to ensure that you are not missing anything, and you are ensuring the proper month-end close. First, it's the most essential for everyone. That's the cash is how much is important for all the businesses, and whatever the bank's transactions are there. That's one of the bank statement is one of the authentic documents for you we to do the reconciliations of the bank, and we have to ensure whatever is debited and whatever is credited in the bank, that all we have accounted into the books. Adjust for any outstanding checks or deposits until your ending cash balance matches what the bank statement says. Deposit any undeposited funds from the prior month. So this is the first point is that when you are closing your month, you have to ensure your cash balances says that your bank balances, your credit card balances. If you have the cash, then your cash balance should match with the respective statement. The next is related to inventory and fixed assets. If you are into the manufacturing and if you have the inventory, then you have to ensure that your inventory as per the physical verifications of what we have into the books are in line. And related to fixed assets as well, we have to prepare the fixed asset registers and we have to match our fixed asset cross block and depreciations with the fixed asset register. Properly documented depreciating value and audited expired inventory. So we have to keep all the documents related to fixed assets, what we are doing the additions, and we have to ensure that we are depreciating the value as per the company policy. And related to the inventory, we have to keep a track of audited and expired inventory to have provisions into the books when we are closing the month. Accounts payable and accounts receivable. Look for unapplied credits or past due balances to write off. Notes payable with the bank. Consider amortization schedules and properly document the cost of monthly interest. And related to accounts payable and account receivables, we have to pull out the aging report from the systems, and we need to know that if there is any aged balances are there, either we have to write it off or we have to take the provisions for that related to account receivables. And if it's a payable, then we have to write off that balances. But when we are closing the every month, we have to do the analysis for that as well, and we have to pull out the report from the systems and do the further analysis. If you have the notes payable with the bank, then we have to consider the amortization schedules, and the document should be there, and we have accounted the interest portion in the books. Intercompany accounts, one of the crucial activity related to R2R is that intercompany reconciliations or intercompany accounts. Payable and receivable should match between the both business. Check for prepaid expenses too. Related to the intercompany transactions, and why it's crucial is that because when we are going for the consolidations, what are the balances is payable in one entity, that should be the same receivable into the another entity. At the end, when we are doing the consolidations, we have to eliminate intercompany balances, and if there is any difference between these two, then it's going to be create a problem when we are doing the elimination of that transactions, and it will be impact on the consolidation. So considering that, you have to ensure that your intercompany reconciliations are in place and the balances whatever is are there reflecting in the both the books should in line. Accrued vacation and payroll. For employee reimbursement, accrued taxes, including those that apply to property, sales, and payroll. So before that, accrued vacations and payroll. So related to the payroll entries, salary related journal entries, or if your employees on the vacations related to them, if any entry we have to take into the systems or whatever the reimbursement of expenses. If employees on the travel, then we need to have the provisions into the books. Accrued taxes, including those that apply to property, sales, and payroll. So related to payroll taxes, sales taxes, or property taxes, if you are any taxes are accrued, then we have to take the entry for that as well. Expenses, including supply and maintenance cost. This checklist does not have the completed in order. In fact, some tasks might be delegated to another department. Identifying task dependencies will inevitably be an additional step for large organizations. Related to the expenses, including supplies and maintenance costs, is that whatever the expenses are there, we have to book into the systems and we have to keep a track for that. Now, other than this checklist, and as I mentioned, this checklist is does not have to be completed in order. In fact, some tasks might be delegated to another department, and identifying task independencies will inevitably be an additional step for larger organizations. So these are all the points what we have to ensure when we are doing the month-end close. In addition to that, if you have any crucial point when you are doing your month-end activity, you have to keep adding, but you should follow the some checklist, and if the checklists are in place, then that's going to be added benefits for anyone to close the month. Now, R2R best practices. What are all the best practices we have and we want to recommend to you to follow related to R2R? One top of laid out plan and a checklist. Let's go over some best practices to make this essential business process as smooth as it can be. Never sacrifice accuracy for speed. This is what we love the most is that never sacrifice accuracy for speed, irrespective either you're running late or you have any issues. But irrespective of that, never ever try to sacrifice accuracy for speed. If you want to submit report on the 4th and you have the 4 days, and if your work is not been done, then you have to ask for extension for that reporting period. But to ensure the deadline, if you are sacrificing with your accuracy, then that results are not going to be helpful for anyone. If you don't submit the result, then that's a good. Instead of submitting the incorrect statement to the management or to the respective stakeholders, saying it's going to be take a time, that's a good. But if you have to submit and you have submitted incorrect details, then at the end, what we have the object from that, that's not going to be resolved. That's not going to be solved. So don't try to be never sacrifice accuracy for speed. Closing the books can be time consuming, but the data you are working with will reflect in your future business decisions. Knowing that the R2R's reports management are going to be referred, and based on that, management are going to have some business decisions as well. And if investor want to do the investment, he is also going to refer the your results. So don't try to compromise with the quality. Manage your expectations accordingly by not rushing the work and accidentally leaving out important statements or entries. A good rule of thumb is to plan on finishing the process in 10 days after the month end. So the actual process for month end is 10 days, but to be honest, knowing that's the way I have 17 years plus experience into accounting and finance, and I work into the Fortune 500 entities as well. So this 10 days is too much generally, or you can say that usually we get the time of hardly 4 days to do the closure of the previous month. So within that 4 days, we have to ensure we have uh, validated all the transactions and consider all the accrual entries and done the reverse. A lot of the activities, whatever are there from the month end as per our checklist, we have to ensure that's all are in place. But we never ever compromise with the accuracy, and we submitted all the reports with accuracy. But remember to manage your time well. So if you want to ensure the accuracy and related to maintaining the accuracy, if you're taking too much time, then that's also is not a good sign. So that also you have to be managed. But remember to manage your time well. Efficiency matters in the accounting department. If you have a closing date, dedicated yourself to meeting it to the best of your ability. Discuss with team members about realistic timelines and communicate properly to avoid the chance of delay. So if you are giving any date to management from the reporting standpoint, so it's better to have a discussion with the team and give the realistic timelines, which all feel that we are going to complete. In addition to that, you have to take one more day as a buffer when you are giving the any commitment to anyone, because knowing that there might be some uncircumstances, and if you want to go in depth for that numbers, then it's going to take a time. But remember to manage your time well. So you have to keep a track of your time, and you have to keep a tab on that to manage your time well. Slowly learn from mistake. That's a good options. You close at the end of every month, so there's always another chance to improve upon setbacks seen in the previous month. That's true when you are doing something, or if you're doing anything, then whatever you have the learning from that, that you have to implement immediately. And that's one of the great best practices. Slowly learn from mistakes. So we have to learn from our mistakes. New accountants will need some time to get acquainted with the related tools and software and should take advantage of any available training programs. So if you have any program, if you have any training and schedule, if you have any recorded trainings, or if you have any uh, schedule the training for your team, then that's going to be give the added benefit for new accountants team to go through with that and to have a fair idea about your expectations related to the month end activities or from the reporting standpoint. Make relationship with other teams, even those not in finance. That's true because a lot of work we have to depend upon the other department as well. So whatever we have the bond with the other teams, that's going to be help for smooth month end closure. If more people are aware of that, of what you are doing, other departments can help contribute needed financial data and understand where the effort is going. Senior management especially should have an idea of your objectives. Take advantage of automations. So wherever we have the automations, we have to get the benefit for that. Technology has streamlined accounting tasks greatly. Software tools can be used to collect data and run calculations quickly without the risk of human error, among other optimizations. So wherever the automations are there, then we have to uh, think for that automation. So we have to get the benefit for that as well to the smooth reporting or smooth month-end close. Pitfalls and challenges. That's the one of the essential thing. This accounting procedures is not without its challenges. That's true. We know that how many challenges we are facing to the day-to-day activities, knowing that there is hardly the three types of accounts are there and just the golden rules are there. But irrespective of that, it's too much complicated when we actually do the practicals. And every day we have to solve a n number of case laws or case studies related to accounting and finance. So we know how much is challenges we face when we are doing the accounting. One of the most glaring issues well known to business administrators is the inefficiency of gathering all the information needed. And that's a true fact is about the accounting and finance. We have to fight too much related to gathering the informations what we need for doing the accounting. The problem here is that financial data comes from disparate resources several disparate sources, and once extracted, accountants must clean it up and turn it into a consistent format. Having to create multiple spreadsheets to cover labor-intensive data, cleansing shows down the process and increase administrative expenses. In continuation to that, another bottleneck is coordinating the work amongst all the departments involved in financial data. Larger enterprises especially have to deal with complex interdependencies that are a mess to untangle in the last few days of a month. How do you ensure you aren't falling behind or losing track of where you are in the checklist? So little pitfalls and challenges. The first challenge what we used to face related to the collecting the information, gathering the informations, and another one to depend upon the other departments as well to gather the more informations related to when we are doing the month end close. This time-consuming work takes away business time that could be put into more useful applications like risk management, administrating internal controls, and performance analysis. So that's all from this video, and thanks guys for watching the video till the end. So what the key takeaway from this video is that the month-end close checklist, best practices, pitfalls, and challenges. So we have to learn from the mistakes. That's the takeaway from here, and we have to follow some checklist when we are doing the month-end close, and we have to adopt the best practices as well. So thanks guys, and request viewers to like the video, share the video, and subscribe our channel to get the more practical knowledge related to accounting and finance. And if you want to uh, go for any training related to accounting and finance, either it's R2R training, either it's FNA, either it's P2P, O2C, or if you want any specific subject or concept oriented training, or if you're looking for any consultancy related to accounting and finance, and if you want any career guidance, or if you're looking for any coaching classes related to 11th, 12th, BCom, related to accounting and finance, then you can reach us on our email ID. That's accounts.gurukul@yahoo.com. Thank you.